Yeah, we do have flooding. This was really transitioned into a very widespread heavy rain event across the Metroplex. The severe weather threat really going down across the area, so not so much concerned about that across the Metroplex any longer, but very heavy rain still coming across the area. So we'll have those numerous flash flood warnings that we're dealing with. So as we zoom in, you mentioned the power outages, frequent lightning associated with this cluster of storms as it continues to work its way south and east now as well here as we head into the early afternoon hours here. So lots of lightning, heavy rain still coming down, and we do have the flash flood warning. Fannin, Grayson, and Hunt counties until 2:30 now with that flash flood warning there. And a little farther out to the west, we're looking at Jack and Wise County until 12:30. We mentioned already 3 inches of rain in some areas, some road closures in portions of Jack County, Wise County included in that as well until 12:30. And then as we come down into the Metroplex, we're looking at Dallas and Tarrant counties until 2:15. So widespread heavy rain pushing down toward Lancaster, out toward Mesquite right now, Irving, DFW Airport. You just mentioned the ground stoppage is there, heading over to Arlington, Fort Worth. Some heavy rain still coming down in that area too. Here this afternoon, over toward Weatherford, Parker County, until 2 p.m. Flash flood warning there. So no severe thunderstorm warnings of any kind across the area, but numerous flash flood warnings. So numerous high water reports and rescues ongoing across the area. So definitely be aware of that. You see those delays back up to an hour out at DFW Airport right now. So we'll continue to cause some problems out there at the airports. We just talked to Chris Lawrence, who is sitting in Little Rock. He is delayed trying to get back to Dallas and Fort Worth, trying to get back to Love Field. In fact, where we do have 45-minute delays. Now we still have some watches in effect, that tornado watch for parts of North Texas and the flash flood watch as well. So I do want to bring in meteorologist Cassie Hyder to talk a little bit more about those.
Thanks so much, Greg. Yes, we still have that tornado watch for some of our east counties. That's not going to include Dallas or Fort Worth. That goes until 5 o'clock this afternoon. So once you can get that main line of storms to come through, that's really going to put an end to that severe threat later today. So that tornado is shifting off to the east, the tornado threat itself. But the flood watch, that goes until tomorrow morning. We've already seen quite a bit of rain, and we're still expecting some rain in behind some of the heaviest part of that storm. You can already tell that the SPC, or the Storm Prediction Center, has kind of shaven off some of that threat for any severe storm. So now that enhanced risk has shifted off to the east, which is some good news for us. But as we go throughout the afternoon, we could still see at least some moderate to eventually some lighter rain, while the heaviest of the rain now moving into parts of East Texas. Now this is going to be 5 o'clock this afternoon, and it looks like both Dallas, Fort Worth, most of the Metroplex would be dry during that time, maybe a few raindrops, lots of clouds, but the heaviest of the thunderstorms later this evening. This is going to be 7 o'clock, and that's going to be just off to the south and east. So again, overnight tonight, I think we're going to be dry. We're still going to have some clouds around, but by tomorrow afternoon, looking at more of a partly cloudy sky, it does look much quieter by tomorrow. In fact, it looks warmer. Temperatures should be back in the 80s. Today, though, struggling to get out of the 70s, keeping the clouds and the storms around for at least the first part of our afternoon. And then later tonight, we will see decreasing clouds. It's still going to be pretty warm. Temperatures drop down into the low 60s by tomorrow. Highs back in the mid 80s, upper 70s for your Friday with a 50% coverage of rain and storms. The good news is the severe threat doesn't look like anything like what we had today. And then as we get into the weekend, it is trending much drier. Temperatures look very seasonal with highs in the mid and upper 70s. By Monday, we've got another chance of rain and storms. Looks a little bit higher as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday. And looking at our Mother's Day forecast, for now, I see some sunshine, highs in the mid 80s, and no storms.